Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to YellowCard Vanguard, and this is this week's Card of the Day wrap-up for February 16th. Format will be just like last week's. We're gonna rate stuff on a scale of bad, niche, playable to good, and if it's meta-defining, you'll know it. Anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Starting it off, we've got Freya, the new Regalia. I have her as good minus. I wish she soul charged 3 instead of 2. And 3k pumps on Minerva swings make awkward numbers.
I only have her as playable. Sure, you've got the new Minerva now, but GB2 is still a big drawback given how well the deck could potentially have pulled off like some early combo rush.
Grade 4 Minerva. We've got the Regalia Restandard. I have her as good minus. I feel like Soul Blasting 9 per turn in order to do her is actually very steep, and it might be the bottleneck of the deck.
I rate her as Tony Taka out of 10. I think the card is very good. It's exactly what the deck needed, I think. Of course, yeah, I agree with you about the cost. My only complaint is, I fucking hate this card for the same reason I hate Gurgit Helios.
Quad Drive generic. Pulsar Metal Party Dragon. Whoop whoop! I've got this guy playable plus. His demerit is fake because Dranzy sets it off immediately when you ride into him. But I think maybe the minus 5k demerit that we're seeing nowadays might actually be better to deny damage. The second skill looks good on paper, but unless there's more self-binding rear guards, the toolbox might be too small for it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you can bind grade 3s easily with Chronojet Z, but binding grade 1s is actually a lot harder. So, I don't know if it's going to be that great, because the only other card you really realistically have in bind are Arcas and your Chronodran Z, so I think he's still good just because he's a 10k body. Like, he's basically a better Serpent, so I don't see why you wouldn't play him. And he's basically he's basically Serpent with a skill, so of course I think he's good.
Drag Lancer Mommy Deerad. I have her playable minus. She's not a better sword breaker, she's not a worse sword breaker. She's less flexible. Ritual 1 is a condition, easy as it is, and being ritual restricted is also a condition. What might happen is this card might induce a paradigm shift from Doomed to Abyss.
I think this card's very good. I would rate her as good minus, just because she's a sword breaker that makes numbers. You're right in that she doesn't work on the Doom turns, which is a big subtraction, but I think she gives you enough value the rest of the time that it's worth the payoff. You no longer get like the super hard Mega Plus early strides, but I think the deck as a whole, the way cards are being designed, is trying to move Luard away from the loop anyway.
Drag Fencer Daddy Daxa. I have him niche plus. I think the effect comes a ritual or 2 too late. I think I would have liked to see this ritual 3. And the bigger issue is that the grade 2 line for Lord right now is very tight, and I can't seem to try and fit him in.
I'm putting him in playable minus for the reasons I gave Dirad, which is that the deck style as a whole, I believe, is changing. Whether that's for the good or for the worse, I can't say for sure yet, but I think he fits into like this sort of aggro combo niche a lot better than, say, Morfessa or Leofail. I think the plus he gives you is so strong. Like, he's basically a mini Hellhide, could be game changing. I agree that right now the grade 2 lineup is tight and the Ritual 5 is pretty steep, but like I said, I think the deck, if you build towards him and the new style, I don't think that'll be a problem at all.
Stealth Rogue Sasuke. I have him as Naruto Plus.
Is that actually his name?
No, it's not actually Sasuke. I'm just going to call him Sasuke because it's closer to Sasuke.
Wow.
Card is playable plus. I think it replaces Genkai, but I think his skill would be even better if it was not GB1 restricted, making it so that riding into Shiranui and having him in the back makes him super nutty and makes Shiranui even better than what it's shaping out to be right now.
I think even if it wasn't GB restricted, like, he is a straight replacement for Genkai, and he's field control, and he costs less resources. I think the only demerit I have with him is that he doesn't scale very hard. He's the flat 11k. And Dominate is known for having problems with scaling, but he's still a big improvement, and I think you would play him anyway.
Shiranui Rinne. I have this card as good plus meta defining.
Hey, look.
Initially, I'm reading.
You're finally right. Blue Rinne is good for once.
Hey! All right. So basically, my thoughts are, what the fuck? It's fair, but at the same time, it's kind of ridiculous.
It's not fair, not even slightly.
No, because you've got this weird situation where like you want to call your triggers down, so that way they'll hit weaker. That means you got less triggers to guard with, and if you don't call triggers down, they'll hit stronger.
How is that fair? It's a lose-lose situation.
Because you do it on the first try and it's shit. The first time you do it, it's not that good. The first time you do it, if you call down triggers, it's 9k to other things.
Today I learned that -2 cards in hand is not that good.
I mean, because no, you keep them on the field unless they have Sasuke out.
Yeah, but it's still dead cards they're calling. Like, if they call them during your battle, it's still a dead card.
I don't think it's like super like unfair, but I don't think it's like fair.
I don't think it's even close to fair. I think the card is like, it's not exactly what the deck needed, but it's just, I think it does too much for what it is. Like, the fact that it also negates all autos on top of that, and the fact that no matter what happens, like, this card puts much more pressure on you than, say, Magnum Tenbu or
No, I think
Mukuro.
the unfair part is the 10k crit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's the unfair part. I can deal with the -2 because I've been doing that with like everyone playing Crisis and like Deluge around me. But it's the 10k crit that annoys me. Finally, we've got the card revealed on stream. Gize. I have him set as Gize out of 10. This card's meme. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's broken. It's just stupid. Deck archetypes that become a time bomb deck are really retarded, for lack of a better word. And however, some decks that can use Gize, somewhat, I have namely our Rescue and Revelation, but in general I just feel it's a stupid card design.
So in my opinion of Gize now, I would like to quote one of the great prophets of our generation, Mr. Dizzy Rascal. Some people think I'm bonkers, but I just think I'm free. So for those of you who aren't into the rap scene, Gize is very poorly designed, but I don't think it's going to be the game breaker that everyone expected it to be.
That was it for this week's Card of the Day wrap-up.
If you enjoyed what you saw today, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and the bell button so that you're the very first to get our new videos. Also, leave a comment below on what you think about these newly revealed cards.
And on Monday, come watch our podcast where we tie up all the cards in further detail. Thanks for watching. This has been YellowCard Vanguard, and that's it from us for now.